So recently, did you hear Sam Altman mentioning that a lot of young people are using ChatGPT as a personal counselor and coach? And even Mark Zuckerberg recently mentioned that so many people are using Meta and AI tools to basically make life decisions. And wartime, not like a war time when the escalation of war was happening, and we were using ChatGPT so much.
Like, where should we go, where should we not go, and yeah, it was actually a life decision.
Surprising that we were
It's surprising for some.
and it's surprising, isn't it, that we were going out and people were confusing us. We were talking to people, they were not sure what we should do.
Run and
Yeah, you should, and you can't run.
Yeah, in a war situation you can't run, because I think the government does, they try their best not to make you panic, otherwise in the railway station there will be stampedes and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, it is surprising that we were trusting so much on ChatGPT, and consistently it kept saying that stay where you are and it is safe, considering that all the news it has of Chandigarh and the safety part and all that. And even these many people are going out and talking about how even with relationships people are trusting ChatGPT a lot. I think it's a people, somebody recently mentioned that you pay so much to your these counselors and so much to your therapist, and ChatGPT is going to be a therapist. So yeah.
Yeah, so if you actually want, you can tell ChatGPT that, hey, go online and search that some free courses about how to become a good counselor. It can learn itself about how to be the best counselor, and it can counsel you. You can tell your problem, and if you want, you can just do it at $20 per month, or even free. Or if you want a premium thing, you can do $200. So it's still really cheaper than any like therapist thing.
Exactly, and so many people are using it. Especially, I see a lot of people using for reflection. I use it a lot for reflection. So I'm just saying so many people, but I am that so many people. Like, I always like to discuss my ideas, my plans, and it helps me sort out. Like, how should I, what should be my decision? Because for us, it's not always. Our lives are such that it sometimes tends to get very adventurous, and it helps me ground my thoughts a lot. And that's why some people are saying that ChatGPT can act as a very good counselor. At research they found that young people, not only young people, a lot of people are using ChatGPT as therapist. And this is just one part. I think people are also using a lot for coding as well, and that's not something new I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not only a counselor. Actually, anything you think related to text, it's done because there is ChatGPT. And even now, anything you want related to images and stuff, it's done. And if you want a really immersive, therapist experience, you can go to that voice mode in ChatGPT. That talks like real human. You can interrupt it. If it goes on too much, you can just interrupt it.
And I also realize that some people are this kind of people who like to talk and with voice, and that is ChatGPT is really working on getting its voice feature better. And Sam Altman has been recently was speaking in some event that how they are working to get the voice feature, because most people like to hear and talk, and that might get cheaper down the line. And yes.
Talking and hearing is way more faster than just typing and reading. Actually, reading is faster, but typing is.
But again, I tell you, it's about matter of individual preferences. Because for me, I can just, sometimes you tell me, why don't you just talk, and I'll always tell that. I'll just say that no, it's easier for me to type. I can just really type longer, and it is so satisfying for me. The maybe because old school, because it's so satisfying for me to type it, and then
you can show me that, hey, see, I typed this.
no, not to show you at all, but it's more like, it's my personal satisfaction that I feel like I am like interacting, and that can be just me. And but Whisper Flow, when you started using on the laptop, It was so easy for you when you were vibe coding and stuff.
Still, it is easy.
Yeah, so I mean, in the first segment that we are talking today, we are talking mostly about how AI will replace a lot of things, therapist, and even the consultancy it is giving. Like people are discussing the diseases, and they are
And how it just happened.
yeah, and it was because of the this shoe that I was wearing, and it wasn't that it was a new shoe. The only thing was that with having little conversation with the AI, I understood it. Yeah, and I was walking a lot. So they asked me, have you been walking a lot? And actually, I was walking a lot, right? So that was the reason that I developed that blister, and yeah, I just sorted that out because of that. And you can also discuss, your food habits, your why are you having a stomach ache out of all of a sudden, and all those things. It is behaving like a doctor. It is
Why am
behaving
I feeling cold? How can I sleep better?
exactly. It is behaving like a teacher. It is behaving like it can be like your mentor. You can
See, let me tell the list, okay? So, coder, doctor, therapist, like any profession you can think of, like unless it is not physical, something which can happen by text or typing. It can also help you drive a car. Like, I know you can't fully rely on it, but some tips and tricks, all those stuff.
No, you're right. We're actually reaching there for all you know. Like, we are almost reaching there because, how everything is becoming so agentic now that, yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I was saying that now LLMs, um, so as you know, guys, LLMs don't have the power to connect with tools and stuff. So that's why Claude, they launched something called Model Context Protocol (MCPs). It is so great, and it is like it can contact, external tools so seamlessly that it feels like it's so smooth. Because yeah, sometimes MCP is still new, so it has quite a lot of errors sometimes, but when it starts to get smooth, it's like another level because it can really talk with other apps.
Exactly. So again, it's a very agentic feature that I was talking about. That now you don't even have to take control of things. The computer is controlled by these agents, and we had fun exploring how Manus was working, Manus AI, or how MCP was, taking a couple of things and doing on behalf of you. We tried something with browser use. I remember we were ordering with Amazon, and these things were so much possible, and it's all because I would just say it's so the future is going to be quite agentic because you can just learn how to use these automations, and I think like now at least you have to do N8N and make.com. I don't know, it's going to be one step ahead. You can just even this can be like just writing it down, just you can just vibe automate in the future, just like you started vibe coding. And I would really like to have a small like we can have a little deeper discussion on vibe coding. Now it seems like vibe coding came like 3-4 months ago, and it already seems so old, isn't it?
Doesn't seem old to me, it's still new.
Because I wrote so much about it and I read so much about it that I already feel exhausted in my brain, that as if I know everything. And once we started learning about vibe coding tools, I literally exhausted myself learning about Bolt and Windsurf and Cursor and Lovable, your favorite. And
Lovable is lovable, actually.
yeah, and would you like to tell us a little more about vibe coding?
Okay, so vibe coding, the word does can't explain itself so nicely actually, because vibe is a bit vague. But let me make you understand what is vibe coding. So vibe coding is using an LLM to and making it to spit out code actually. So vibe coding is that you can go to any tool which has LLMs which is powered by LLMs and has the ability to output code such as Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek. These are the the official LLMs websites, okay, where you can go and try and test and use them out. And there are apps Like there's Replit, Lovable, there is Llama Coder, and there's Cursor and Tray and all those stuff. And now they're more specialized and they're trained more to actually use codes of guys. But yeah, so they're more specialized and they're trained highly for coding. And they have these built-in IDEs, so it's just like ChatGPT in VS Code. So I have a video from a long, like when vibe coding word was not introduced, no one knew vibe coding, no one knew how to code with AI. There was no vibe coding term basically, and I launched a video which I published a lot later, which where I created a background remover with Cursor AI. Okay, so one of my coding mentors, he just told me that hey, there's something called Cursor, you can use that, and I was like okay. And then I also created a tutorial, and I was like, so now you have ChatGPT in VS Code. I remember that dialogue, and actually now it's expanded so much that this idea of ChatGPT in VS Code.
You have Firebase as well, right?
Huh?
The Firebase.
Yeah, Firebase Studio actually. Yeah, it's just like that.
So and this word vibe coding, I mean, was so much used by so many people suddenly because, like, and it's right that when these founders they talk about like the Replit founder and Antonosika and Amjad Masad, when they talk about all this, they mention that uh, though starters non-coders can pick up vibe coding, but there will be places where they might get stuck, and so
After building the minimum viable product is the toughest part for a non-coder, because see, you have a lot of things. You have to integrate APIs, you have to take care of the database, add authentication, and it's they like not the people who don't know coding, they struggle a bit. So before vibe coding, I had been introduced to a bit of coding basics, so I'm used to the terms and stuff you use now, so it's a lot easier to solve bugs. And I have a lot of developer friends and community I've made, so any errors that I can't fix, I go to them and it's solved.
you said that it's not, you mentioned that you are familiar with the terms, but I would say it's not just familiarity with the terms, it's also you have been building now so much.
Shipping.
You've been building, shipping, you've been solving bugs, you have been you were also solving some requests that you receive on automation and stuff like that. So your experience is getting better and richer, I would say. And when you have, because I Windsurf co-founder Varun Mohan, he mentioned that that they the idea here is also to help software,
Engineers.
yeah, to empower engineers, software professionals, not just that you want to remove this, because it's, you actually cannot remove software engineers, because somebody will be needed to operate these agents. We have to really understand that it's not very easy. Even when you are building automation, you have to run these things, you have to run these triggers, you have to understand the problem, because when a lot of DMs we receive, we see the problems, we understand that people have these problems, and somebody has to solve this out, because you understand code, you understand the tools, and somebody has to still be there for being the connector, right? And humans will be solving these, so you cannot just remove humans out of the equation, even
Just wipe them out
yeah, you cannot just wipe them out. And um, it's good to understand how these works, even with writing, even with coding, or even with building any new skill. That's why recently Fiverr CEO went and said that AI is coming for us, and we will be losing our jobs, and it got really scary at that point, because come on, so many people are on his portal asking for jobs. And because we can see that for example, we used to use Canva for thumbnail, and we just replaced it by using chat gpt. It's doing such a good job.
But still, you need Canva and Miner.
Of course, it you need, but it can, I mean, today it is like this. tomorrow imagine how better it can get. Like, that's the whole point. And so that's why he's saying, just you have to learn how to use AI tools. It's not that people who do not know will not have work, it's just that people who know will do a really good job. So they will do a really great job with AI. And I think the discussion about AI is really, really interesting. And from all the things that I'm learning, and I think I always think, and all these people who are in this position where they are inventing tools, and where they are talking about bringing more innovation, they are not negative about it. They are very positive that, like it, Sam Altman mentioned, that if it can solve health problems, imagine how easy it is going to be for people, because paying medical bills is so expensive, right? And if you can have a therapist, if you can have someone who's a teacher, for example, right, you can discuss your problem. You were learning a couple of maths problems with ChatGPT recently, and it really works. And that's why I remember one quote from Naval Ravikant, where he mentions that free education is everywhere. It's just that you desire to learn matters.
Yeah, so I think we had a pretty great conversation about AI agents, AI vibe coding tools, and LLMs, automations. And yeah, I really like this one because it's my interest area.